Welcome everyone to today's exciting explainer. We are about to jump right into a scorching, shimmering golden desert to uncover some absolutely wild magic-like miracles and, well, an epic battle. This isn't just your average story. It's a legendary historical adventure packed with danger, glowing symbols of power, and some seriously amazing teamwork. I mean, you can almost feel the heat radiating off those dunes just looking at it, right? So grab your gear because we're traveling back in time to witness an incredible test of faith and survival.
So tell me, have you ever been super thirsty on a scorching hot day? Like, really think about it. Imagine wandering through a massive, beautiful, but intensely hot desert and your canteen is completely empty. The sun is just beating down on you. Heat waves are shimmering right in front of your eyes and your throat feels like sandpaper. You're exhausted, your feet hurt, and you literally need a drink right this second. Well, guess what? That is exactly where our story begins today.
All right, let's kick things off with part 1, the thirsty desert journey. And oh boy, we've got trouble at Refidim.
Okay, so picture this massive group of people, the Israelites, dressed in these really cool, colorful Egyptian-style tunics. They've been traveling just like God, Adonai, told them to, and they finally set up camp at this place called Refidim. But there's a huge, life-threatening problem: no water. Not a single drop. And honestly, things got chaotic super fast. With the dust swirling around them, the people were so thirsty and terrified that they started grumbling loudly to their leader, Moses. They actually yelled at him, "For what did you bring us up from Egypt? To kill us, our children, and our livestock with thirst?" Instead of, trusting the process, they totally panicked. They let their fear take over and ended up testing Adonai with all their complaints. Now, Moses was in serious trouble here. The crowd was so angry that he actually thought they might throw stones at him. Literally, it was a very tense moment. So what do you do when you're the leader and you're facing a totally impossible problem? Well, Moses did the smartest thing you could possibly do. He cried out to God for help. This is a huge lesson, guys. Even the greatest leaders don't have all the answers. When human effort just isn't cutting it, prayer is your ultimate lifeline. And God? He answered Moses immediately with a very specific and frankly amazing set of instructions.
Moving right along to part 2, water from the rock. Get ready for a massive miracle at Horeb.
So God gives Moses these crucial instructions. First, grab the leaders of Israel. Second, take your mighty staff. And remember, this wasn't just some ordinary stick he found on the ground. This was a glowing, powerful symbol of God's absolute authority. It's the exact same staff he used back in Egypt. Finally, God tells Moses to go to a rock in Horeb and strike it with that powerful staff. And when he did, bam! Incredible ice-cold water just exploded right out of solid stone so everyone could drink. It was a literal miracle. God provided exactly what they needed.
After that absolutely spectacular event, they actually named that rocky place Massa and Meribah. Now, those words literally translate to testing and quarreling. It was meant to be a permanent historical reminder of how the people argued and doubted, asking, "Is Adonai with us or not?" Even though they got their water, the name of this place stood as a giant warning sign for the future. Never, ever doubt that God is walking right beside you.
But wait, the story's not over. Part 3, the surprise desert attack. Look out, because Amalek approaches.
Just when everyone finally had a refreshing drink and thought they could just chill for a second, boom! A surprise enemy named Amalek marches right into the desert and attacks them. It was completely unprovoked. Moses had to act incredibly fast. He commanded a really brave warrior named Joshua to gather some men and lead the fight down in the dusty valley. But Moses, he had a totally different mission. He told Joshua, "Tomorrow I will stand on top of the hill with God's staff in my hand." Notice that staff again. Moses knew that the swords in the valley were only half the battle. The true power was going to come from spiritual authority way up on that hill.
Which brings us to part 4, the power of teamwork. Let's zoom in on the battle on the hill.
You guys, the way this battle played out was wild. It was almost magical. It wasn't just about who had the sharpest swords down in the valley. Look at this crazy contrast. When Moses raised his hands up, holding that mighty staff of God high in prayer, Israel was winning. But as soon as his heavy arms dropped down from exhaustion, the enemy, Amalek, started winning. It brilliantly shows us that human effort alone is never enough. The physical battle down below is directly tied to the spiritual battle happening on top of that hill. Victory required continuous dependence on God.
But here's the catch. Moses is only human, right? His arms got terribly heavy. He couldn't just hold them up forever. So enter Aaron and Hur to the rescue. Because no one can endure a battle all by themselves, his friends stepped up and became the ultimate teammates. They found a stone for Moses to sit on, and then they physically stood on either side of him, holding his arms steady all the way until sunset. I just love this part. It perfectly illustrates the vital importance of community support. We all need friends to help carry our burdens when we're just too tired to keep going.
All right, part 5, the ultimate defender. We finally have a victory for Israel. Because Moses' hands were kept steady by his friends until the sun went down, Joshua completely defeated Amalek and saved the people. It was a stunning victory won by faith, prayer, and an unbreakable community. And Moses wanted to make sure nobody ever forgot how they won, so he built an altar and called it Adonai Nisi, which translates to Adonai is my banner or my miracle. By doing this, they were publicly acknowledging that God was their true protector. They didn't win because they had the best military. They won because God was fighting for them.
Finally, let's wrap up with part 6, lessons for us today. What exactly did we learn from all this? The adventure of Exodus 17 is basically a blueprint for how to overcome our own daily challenges. Here are the big takeaways. First, God provides what we need. Even in a barren desert, miracles happen. Second, the power of prayer is absolutely real. Human effort alone won't cut it. Third, and this is huge, we all need our friends. Nobody can win every battle alone. You need an Aaron and a Hur to hold your arms up sometimes. And finally, God is our ultimate defender. Always remember who is really fighting your battles.
What an amazing journey. These kids definitely know the secret to victory. So I leave you with this final exciting thought. Who is ready to be a great teammate today? And what giant challenge will you and your friends conquer next? Think about it. Keep learning, keep trusting, and remember to click the bell button, like, share, and subscribe. I will see you on the next Explainer.